Hello, Daniel here with Emergency Action Planning. If you don't know it by now, the year's coming to an end. We've got maybe 2 weeks left until 2025 is on us. And that's fantastic. And with the end of the year coming and Christmas, I have some wonderful gifts for each and every one of you. So I'm going to start with a little rundown about things that I'm looking into, and I would like to see some of you look into also. So if you're a family member, a parent, a businessman, a woman, an entrepreneur, you're probably looking into the future to decide what you're going to do to make things better in 2025 than they were in 2024. And that's natural. Now, by now, I'm hoping that you know I'm the risk management solution guy. So we're going to talk a couple things here, and I'm predominantly going to be talking about families. But if you're thinking of a business, I want you to just take the word family out and put your business name in there. They'll do the same thing for you. So when I'm talking about risk solutions, we need to be prepared. If you're looking forward into the future and how you're going to prepare your family and your business to accomplish things, you usually have to plan, make a plan of some sort. So preparedness builds confidence in yourself, your family, and your loved ones. If you were to have an emergency or a disaster impact you and your community or your family directly, having a plan, being prepared, make sure your family members know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Some of you might not know, but 33 years U.S. Army Infantry, Senior Infantry Drill Sergeant. Yep, that's me, Drill Sergeant Dan. For my kids, I'm Drill Sergeant Dad. That's right. My daughter says, I didn't get raised, I got trained. I did. I trained my children. And I want you to know this right now. I know the day will come, I will no longer be here. I know the day will come when my children, my grandchildren will need to stand on their own 2 feet, prepare themselves, deal with the environment they're in, and survive that environment and thrive in that environment. One way to do that is preparing for the bad things. I know we don't like doing it. I'd rather prepare to go to Disneyland. It's much funner. I get it. But we still need to look and see what the threats are to our existence in the future because they are there. And ignoring them will not make them go away. So little things like having your emergency kits, your go bags and stuff are always good. But one of the most important things to have within your family and within your business is an effective communication plan. So an effective communication plan is basically, we've already discussed all this. We've communicated what we're doing, how we're going to do it, where it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. If something does happen, we know who to call, we know who to text, we know who to reach out to and let them know what our status is. If it's a business, it's the same thing. If something happens to your business, somebody might want to know what the status is. But plus, there's other things that happen here, depending on the nature of the environment you're in. If you get separated, distracted, you need to know where everybody is and what your status is. I've mentioned that. So if you're separated, you need to know how to connect with each other using backup plans, using your out-of-town contact and things like that. So what else do you get by actually building a plan? Well, one thing you get is faster response time. So let me tell you something here. I learned in the military. You're going to fight the way you train. If you train haphazardly, you're going to fight haphazardly, and you're probably going to die. Because when the SHIT hits the fan, and everybody is stressed and everybody is running around trying to figure out what they're supposed to do because they haven't figured out what they're supposed to do, they're going to go down to the lowest common denominator and do what they already know. And unfortunately, for the majority of the population, is they don't know anything about what they're supposed to do. So by developing an emergency disaster plan for yourself, your family, your loved ones, and your business, you create predefined actions that will allow yourself, your family, your loved ones, and your business to act quickly in these emergencies, minimizing confusion and panic. This increases the likelihood of preserving lives, safeguarding property, and of course, reducing stress. I know we're going to be stressed out anyway, but let's keep it as low as we possibly can. So one of the big things that I like to talk about the benefits of having a plan is safety and security. That's right. If you have the tools to navigate a disaster safely, you reduce injuries and possibly the loss of life. Your plans account for whatever your vulnerabilities are, such as young children, elderly adults, pets, individuals who might need assistance, a wheelchair or something like that. You know, we're all unique. We all have different families. So we need to have a plan for our family. We need to have a plan for our business. This also helps reduce financial and emotional strain. That's right. If you don't have a plan, you're going to be throwing money around. And then you're going to be going to Uncle FEMA and asking for them to give you some money because you've already spent all yours. We don't want to do that. Let's like kind of avoid that if we can. So preparation and things such as your insurance documentation, having an emergency savings plan, disaster proofing your home, mitigating your financial impacts, finding a SWOT analysis. What is your opportunities, your risks, your threats in your business, and doing something to minimize them will reduce an emotional strain with yourself, your business, your family, your loved ones. So those are some of the upsides to having a plan. But if you say, well, Daniel, we don't need a plan. We don't live anywhere where we ever need a plan and we're never going to need a plan. I'm going, well, good. I'm glad. I really do. I hope you don't. But it's good to have one. There's a lot of reasons it's good to have one, but we're not going to talk about those right now. Now we're going to talk about what if you don't have a plan? What if you're a family or business without an emergency or disaster plan and you need to react or act because there's an emergency or disaster happening? Well, one of the major things that happens is called confusion and panic. That's right. We're confused. We don't know what we're doing. People are panicking. We got, well, you know what I mean. We're not going to go too deep into that. So what that means is by not being prepared, a lack of preparation leads to chaos during emergencies. Family members will not know where to go, who to contact, or how to act. Their business will not know what they're supposed to do. And everyone's going to be running around like a head with your chicken cut off. All right. So we don't want that. Disjointed communications. Without a plan, we have no communications plan. Who am I calling? Who am I talking to? If you get separated, how do I get back in touch with people? How do I let them know where I'm at? How do I let them know if I'm safe or I'm not safe? You have to have those plans. If you have a business, you need a crisis communications plan. Who are you talking to? Your shareholders, your employees, your family, the news media, the community, letting them know what you are doing to marshal your resources to attend to the disaster or the emergency. What's that going to do? It's going to lift you up in the eyes of people, that's for sure. It's going to build some confidence in the people around you that you know what you're doing because you have a plan. So what happens if you don't have a plan? That's what we're talking about, right? You have a slower or ineffective response. If you don't have a plan, you're going, what am I supposed to do? And you're trying to figure it out. And you get on the phone and say, Dan, what do I do? And I say, well, I don't know. What's your plan? I don't have a plan. And I say, well, it's going to take us a minute to figure it out. And we'll go through a process and figure it out. And I'll send you the bill for that. Don't worry about that. You will get billed. But keep in mind that precious time is lost. Your family or your business is scrambling to decide what it's supposed to do, which increases the possibility of potential harm, which creates a greater risk to your safety. Lack of supplies like food, water, first aid kits leave the family vulnerable. Unprepared families are more likely to face injuries, displacement, or loss of life due to situational unpreparedness. Same with your business, okay? We don't want that to happen. I've already mentioned finances and emotional turmoil, right? Well, if you're not prepared, you're going to be blowing a lot of money. You're going to be trying to throw money at it to fix it, and it's not always going to work, okay? Disasters can lead to significant financial hardship due to the absence of insurance or savings set aside for emergencies. There are ways to deal with way before they happen. Speaking of insurance, I bet most of you who drive a car have auto insurance, right? Are you planning on using it? You're probably saying, no, Daniel, I don't ever plan on using it. A disaster emergency plan is just like having insurance that hopefully you will never have to use, but it's an insurance policy. So why does a plan matter? For families or businesses, a plan doesn't mean surviving emergencies. A plan means that you and your family are better built to recover and rebuild. It gives you peace of mind, a sense of control and security that comes with making a difference by having a plan. People in families and businesses without a plan often rely on luck, external assistance, which can delay recovery or worsen outcomes. Waiting on someone else to fix you is not always the best thing to do. So it's your best interest, and yes, yours, to create a disaster plan. It's not just a precaution, it's a necessity for protecting yourself, your loved ones, your home, and your future. So get started now. Go to www.talkwithdaniel.com and let's have a conversation about what it is you need done. I'll be happy to speak with you, no charge, to get you moving forward into 2025 to develop an emergency and disaster plan, either for your family, your business, or both. This is Daniel with Emergency Action Planning. Till next time, stay informed and stay safe.